there was an interesting scene in this movie, Jennifer's Diary. I don't know if you watched that before. And in this particular episode, there was a particular lady that was introduced. I don't quite remember her name, whether she was called Missy or maybe I've forgotten her name. And then she was so desperate for money, and um, later she decided to get into um, pomade production, body lotion. So she searched online for bleaching agents, things that can really make you become bleach all over, that is fairer overnight. And she added all the formula, and it was just a poison. But then she tested it with with herself for few days and realized that it was so corrosive. So she stopped using it. But then she started advertising it to people, and the young girls began to rush for it. In few days, they were looking so bright up. Their skin was so bleached out, and to them, that was a perfect beauty. That is exactly what they wanted. But few months, they begin to realize that their skin is wearing out, and injurious dark spots are beginning to emerge, because the lady was so desperate. If it's reality like this, that is a serious court case, that has to warrant imprisonment, probably life in prison, because it is a very greedy way of producing. Much the same way, her attitude is a revelation of today's generation. This generation, people are very desperate, and it's not young people, it's not the youth, old, mature, even teens. People are very desperate, and now they don't care. Many don't care what they bring on the market. Their focus is on their audacious vision, income, money, and influence that they want. So they don't really care. However, in the midst of this competitive market, and abundance of trends, is an innocent creature called the youth. He is not aware of the motives behind these creations, behind this daily update and innovation of new versions of phones, new version of computers, new type of pomade, and new type of fashion stuff, movies, a lot of coming to the system on the market. And because this youth is confused, they just grab anything and they start running with it, because they think the person that is doing it is so caring about them. Why? Because the average young folk today is narcissistic in a way, because most of them are not disciplined. They'll hate correction. They dislike principles. And it's not only them. Even their very leaders, the older generation too. So there's a pattern they are following, which the older generation could have put a stop to, but they couldn't, because they couldn't control themselves when they were young, and when they got older, the temptation persisted. So they couldn't say no because they don't even have the credentials to stand to speak against such motions. So that has granted liberty to the innocent youth to, oh, even president did that before. Oh, even the king is doing it. Even the MP is doing it. Even this person is doing it. Oh, that person, that leader is doing it. And because we are confused between success and what real success is, the youth don't get to know which way to choose. And they measure success in terms of gratification. If you get a kind of money, they see that as success. If you're so obsessed to get that man or woman to bed, they see that as success. It's able to get some kind of clothing or kind of phone that is evolved, they see that as success. So the youth is lost in this messy, trending, Confucius society. One person that is influential and probably influential to rise up today and say, this is not good. Nobody should venture. It has not happened before. It never happened before. We don't recommend it. The next day, we see the same person producing or behind the production of the very same thing. Why? Because people today speak against something not because it is right or wrong or is good or bad, but because of what they want. Elon Musk said something. Elon said something I so respected, and I like how he put it. He said that there is something. This is what all of us, including himself, are guilty of, and that is I think he said generalized assumption or something like that, and he explained that is the attitude of thinking that something is true even though it is not true. It can also mean that it's the attitude of just concluding that something is wrong even though when it's not wrong. And that is one thing that is destroying this generation. We can look at somebody and say he's a bad guy, everything he's doing is wrong, even though we know it's right, and we'll condition ourselves and look out for evidences to blackmail, to move, trigger some pull left, right, center, to make everything sink, to prove that he is wrong. And that is very bad and pathetic in this generation. So we are a generation that manufacture the same thing that kill us. Because today, the very things we are bringing to the market, we don't really care. We only want what we want. What happens to the other person, like this lady that started to make pomade to bleach people? She didn't care. All she cared was, okay, this is this is what they want. Instant gratification. So if I can get something quicker, that they don't need to suffer, they don't need to wait, they don't need to pay attention, they don't need to stress, they don't need to learn certain things, but everything, and it can save them for a week or a year. I'm done. Whether it will destroy them after the year, I don't care. And they know, not that they don't know. Most of them, they know, and they produce it. And the youth also know that sometimes the things they are going for is going to be addictive and it's going to be destructive. But they are helpless. Because that is how the adult is also doing, helpless. They cannot but produce it, even though they know it's going to kill the customer. The customer also cannot but consume it because he's too lazy to look for what is good. This does not mean that there are not excellent ones in the market. There are. One thing that have caused me to like Elon Musk these days has been, I've seen everybody have flaws, but I've seen something so inspiring about him, about the way he thinks. He's so humble. It doesn't matter how you define it, because we are talking about the richest person on the planet now. And his cutting edge technology and how he's producing things, quality with affordability, plus environmental preservation and customer safety. That really is inspiring. And his adventure for higher consciousness. He's very visionary. He's very visionary. The things he's been through that didn't poison him to be so greedy. So today you just go for something because, not because of the future, but because of today. And that is why you don't have a future, because what you're doing and what you're using today is gradually messing up your future. So what should young people do today? The youth, what should we do? Every young person have to realize that they cannot, or they are not in the position to accuse, attack, or correct the older generation. But it is something they can do. They can start learning from those that are certain excellency in certain aspects, and abhor those that are corrupting the world. It's a discipline, and that is how you are going to transform your life. And if you do that, I do that, many do that, we can shift the demand in the market, and we can literally kill every product that is not good, intently inspired. We can kill every ill-inspired production on the market, and then we can inspire everyone that is having a good intention behind it. So as a young fellow, you should start to think of long term. You should not venture into things because of the gratification you're gonna get today. You have to venture not because of need. So you say what? Why then? Venture because of the youthfulness you can further create with that thing. So if you venture a relationship, think of usefulness. How useful is this guy or this lady going to help me be? It's not about how useful they are going to be to you. How useful are they going to help you be? So this will compel you to choose a partner that is ready to grow with you. And if you want to buy something, think of it. How useful, how is this going to serve me in the long-term game for good? If these things begin to, and when you are taking a decision, getting into job, business, whatever, think of the long term. What will it make me in the long term? And with this, your life can take on a new meaning, and with these better informed decisions, you can take the right actions. And at least there is a hope of a better future.